Hey there, fellow travelers and modern backpacker fans. Today we're diving into a topic that's close to my heart: why I made the life-changing decision to leave America and set my sights on Mexico. From the streets of the US to the charming neighborhoods of Mexico, my journey is all about finding a new way to embrace life. So come along as we explore how I went from a regular American life to discovering a path that's as exciting as it is practical. Let's go back to August 2020. That's when things got interesting. I decided to move to Monterrey, Mexico. Why? Well, it was time for a change. I had a remote job, which meant I could live in Mexico and still work. It was a chance to experience life in a new way. Arriving in Mexico was a mix of feelings, excitement, and a bit of uncertainty, but I was ready for it. I was ready for a different rhythm, a different culture, and a different pace of life. So why Mexico? Well, first, think about those beautiful landscapes and the rich culture. But one big reason was the cost of living. Back in the US, I could have tightened my budget and hoped to retire later on. But in Mexico, I saw a chance for something more. It wasn't about extravagance, it was about balance. It was about living comfortably now while setting myself up for retirement down the road. And you know what's really cool? The idea of retiring before I'm 40. It's not just a dream, it's a plan that Mexico made possible. So let us talk about some things that made it easier for me to move, or I might just say forced me to take matters into my own hands. Social Security payment for American retirees is around $1,543 per month. This might seem like a decent cushion, but it's essential to understand that Social Security was designed to be a supplemental income source, not a sole support system for retirement. With the growing number of retirees and the pressure on government resources, there's a looming concern that Social Security might run into depletion. Current projections suggest that by 2033, the Social Security Trust Fund could be exhausted if substantial changes aren't implemented. This potentially leaves future retirees in a precarious situation, emphasizing the necessity of diversified retirement planning. But let's delve deeper into the numbers. The average retirement savings for Americans aged 50 to 55 hovers around $124,831. Considering the rising life expectancy and the escalating cost of healthcare, it's clear that this nest egg might not be enough to ensure a comfortable retirement that spans decades. Healthcare expenses alone can significantly erode retirement savings. Moreover, the conventional 401k plans that many Americans contribute to might not be as foolproof as once believed. The Employee Benefit Research Institute found that nearly 40% of households headed by someone aged 35 to 64 are projected to run short of money in retirement, assuming they retire at age 65 and retain their pre-retirement lifestyle. This landscape has led to a paradigm shift in retirement planning philosophy. The once prevalent idea of retiring at 65 and relying on Social Security is no longer a reliable strategy. Instead, the responsibility of retirement security has largely shifted to the individual. The narrative now revolves around self-reliant retirement planning, wherein individuals must take proactive steps to secure their financial future. Diversifying investment portfolios is now more critical than ever. Relying solely on one's 401k or Social Security might not offer the stability required to weather economic uncertainties. This shift towards diversified investments isn't just a prudent choice, it's a necessity. It's an acknowledgement that depending solely on government programs or a single investment vehicle could leave retirees vulnerable to economic fluctuations. So what's the takeaway here? It's simple. Putting all your retirement hopes on Social Security might not be the best strategy. So knowing Social Security payments is a problem for most Americans, let's explore the path to early retirement. It's impossible to overlook the considerable advantages that Mexico offers in comparison to its northern neighbor, the United States. Let's dive into the financial, lifestyle, and healthcare benefits that make Mexico an attractive destination for those seeking to optimize their retirement planning. First is cost of living. One of the standout features of retiring in Mexico is the substantially lower cost of living. This difference in living expenses is often a game changer for individuals looking to stretch their retirement savings. From housing costs to everyday essentials, Mexico offers a significant reduction in expenditures. This enables retirees to maintain a comfortable lifestyle without constantly worrying about their finances. Second is favorable financial environment. Mexico's economic landscape provides a favorable backdrop for retirement planning. With reasonable inflation rates and a currency that offers better value compared to the US dollar, retirees can often enjoy a higher purchasing power. This translates to the ability to afford more while simultaneously saving for the future. Next is healthcare accessibility. In the US, healthcare often comes with hefty insurance premiums, co-payments, and deductibles. Routine medical visits can quickly add up, causing financial strain. In contrast, Mexico simplifies healthcare. Here, you can visit a doctor for a checkup at a reasonable cost, typically around $50. An amount equivalent to a co-payment in the US medical expenses in the United States can be financially crippling. While in Mexico, healthcare is a fraction of the cost. This translates to significant savings for retirees who can manage their healthcare expenses without compromising their financial well-being. Next, let's talk about the real estate advantage in Mexico. When considering retirement destinations, the cost of housing often plays a crucial role. Let's take a closer look at how Mexico offers a significant advantage in terms of real estate, especially when compared to the United States. For instance, in the US, the average cost per square meter can range from $2,000 to $4,000, or even higher in some cities. This means a 100 square meter home can cost anywhere from $200,000 to $400,000 or more. Now let's shift our focus to Mexico, where the cost of living is generally lower. In Mexico, the average cost per square meter for a home can range from $500 to $1,500, depending on the location. This translates to a significantly more affordable housing market, with a 100 square meter home costing between $50,000 to $150,000. Such a difference in housing costs can be a game changer for retirees. Mexico provides retirees with a diverse range of real estate options, from beachside properties to historic city homes, all at a fraction of the cost they might encounter in the United States. This affordability allows retirees to stretch their retirement savings further and potentially secure a dream retirement home that aligns with their budget. Now let's talk about tax advantage for Americans working in Mexico. For American retirees who choose to work while living in Mexico, a notable advantage lies in the tax system. It's worth mentioning that Americans working in Mexico are still required to file U.S. taxes, but they may not be subject to additional Mexican taxes, depending on their specific circumstances. This unique taxation situation can be advantageous for those looking to maximize their income while minimizing tax liabilities. While this isn't financial advice, it's an approach that can potentially optimize one's financial situation. Consulting with a tax professional experienced in cross-border taxation is crucial to ensure compliance with both U.S. and Mexican tax regulations. I personally have lived in Mexico for over 3 years now and haven't paid a single dime to the Mexican government. Finally, let's talk about the investment opportunities in a growing economy of Mexico. Mexico's growing economy presents an array of investment opportunities. The country boasts a burgeoning middle class with increasing purchasing power. As a result, there's a growing demand for various goods and services, opening doors for entrepreneurs and investors. While I may not have personal experience in this domain, research indicates that Mexico is becoming an attractive destination for startups and businesses looking to serve this expanding market. It's a trend worth exploring for those interested in investment ventures as part of their retirement strategy. The financial breathing room that Mexico affords has not only enabled me to live a fulfilling life, but has also empowered me to strategize effectively for my early retirement. By residing in a country where every dollar goes further, I've been able to allocate a more substantial portion of my income to investments that will contribute to my retirement nest egg. It's time to take matters into your own hands and get proactive about securing your future. Instead of relying solely on a system that's showing cracks, it's time to explore alternative avenues. But where do we go from here? Well, that's where a shift in perspective comes in. It's about understanding that the retirement landscape is evolving, and it's up to us to adapt. Be open to moving to a different country. Now remember, I'm not a financial guru, but I've done my homework on this, and what I've found is that living in Mexico as an American has been the way to go to plan for my early retirement. Please give this video a thumbs up if you found it entertaining. Before we wrap up, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below, and click on the notification bell to stay updated with all our content related to achieving financial independence by living in Mexico. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and remember, whether you're exploring Mexico or any other corner of the world, immerse yourself in the culture of the country.